Well, welcome to MissouriNet.com. I'm Bill Pollack, and this is our second in a series of 4 Google Hangouts with the Missouri Department of Conservation. And I'm joined today by David Thorne and Amy Buechler, and we're going to talk with them in just a moment. Basically, these Hangouts are designed to basically inform you, the public, as to what the Missouri Department of Conservation is working on, what they've got going on, and then, of course, to let you know that the Department of Conservation is always looking for your feedback. They want to have great interaction with the public, and so that's what we're taking care of today in the second part of our series. And so I'll introduce David and Amy, who are joining us from the Missouri Department of Conservation. To both of you, thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Well, it's great to have you guys. David, in our Google Hangout last week with Director Zemer, we talked about the 75-year history of the department. Can you tell me more about what the people of Missouri wanted from the department then and what they're looking for now in the future as you talk with them?
Well, certainly in the 30s, they wanted a future with forest, fish, and wildlife. In many parts of the state, resources had been declining. I have a picture of my great-grandfather from the 1890s standing in front of his schoolhouse with his classmates in the 1892 or so, and they'd likely never seen a deer around their homes in North Missouri. And so folks were concerned about that decline. They wanted to take action. They carried petitions. They put a vote on the ballot, and then by over 2-to-1, Missourians said, we want to place in our Constitution a language that lets the Department of Conservation have control, management responsibility, restoration responsibility, conservation of what they called the bird, fish, game, forestry, and all wildlife resources of the state.
David, what are some of the specific responsibilities for the Department of Conservation?
We like to think of there are 3 major ones. We manage forest, fish, and wildlife. We educate Missourians. And then we help them be outdoors. We provide places for them to go, to participate, to volunteer, to do things themselves, whether it's around their home or throughout the state, where they can just simply be outdoors and experience nature.
Well, let's bring in Amy Buechler from the Missouri Department of Conservation. First of all, I just got to compliment the Department of Conservation. You guys in your background is just remarkable. Every week that we talk to you, you have something different. You guys look great, and certainly enjoy having you along. Amy, can you tell me how the department listens to Missourians and includes their input in decisions? Because I think that's really important. I mean, the department is really stressing that they want that feedback from the public. Can you talk a little bit more?
We really do, Bill. A big part of our history is reaching out to citizens and listening to Missourians for what they want for our fish, forest, and wildlife resources of the state. We do that through a variety of tools. We do scientific surveys, mail and telephone surveys on a variety of topics every year. We do focus groups. We do public meetings. I think we'll talk about a little bit later. We've got 14 deer open house meetings around the state this month and next. We reach out to folks through a variety of ways, just through our regular staff. We've got conservation agents out there, and ombudsman, general service locations throughout the state. We really try to make an effort to listen to Missourians. That's a big part of what we do. We really want to involve Missourians in the management of our fish, forest, and wildlife resources.
What kind of input do you receive now from Missourians about what to work on and how the department is doing?
And of course, we're open to all ideas at any time, but especially right now, we're really focusing on a couple of topics. One of those, conservation area management plans, is a big one. We've got monthly area management plans that are posted online. We'd like to get comments back from people on the management of their conservation areas. Also, deer management. Like I said, that's a big topic right now, where we're really looking for input from folks on how we manage deer in the state, both the length of the seasons, the timing, methods used, as well as deer health is really an important topic for us right now, and we're actively seeking comments on those topics.
David, we'll come back to you here as we wind down here in this Google Hangout with the Missouri Department of Conservation. David Thorne and Amy Buechler with us. What are some of the department's successes over the last few years, several years?
Well, since the beginning in 1936, we've worked with a wide variety of citizens and volunteers, and that partnership is a great success in itself, in that Missourians so much wanted to have
plan of action for.
They wanted to have conservation occur, and they've taken action with us to do that. So that's a great success to have those partnerships. There's certainly other things, healthy habitats and landscapes, forests, prairies, streams. We have nature centers throughout the state where people can go outside. We work with private landowners to accomplish conservation on their property. Over 90% of Missouri is privately owned, and that's important for private landowners to take action. We also have had specific species where we've had successes with deer and turkey and other kinds of animals that we've been able to restore.
Talking with David Thorne, I was playing your video and had the audio come over us, so I apologize for that. What are some current issues for the department, David?
Well, Amy mentioned beginning, we certainly are seeking comments right now on deer, the deer management plan for the state. You've mentioned in a previous hangout the 14 deer meetings that are being held. There was one in Rolla 2 nights ago, and Springfield last night, and there's 12 more coming up around the state. Folks can come and tell us about deer management, and part of that is another issue for us. It's very important is deer health and the health of Missouri's deer herd, and folks can provide comments specifically on that if they go to places on our webpage. But to talk about the effect of disease and other kinds of things that might impact our deer herd.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about the deer health, and is it a big concern, and how can Missourians provide their input to you guys?
Well, it's certainly a great concern. You know, I mentioned earlier that Missourians didn't see many deer, you know, at the turn of the century in the 30s, and now what family wouldn't like to go outside and see deer or wildlife around their home? And so they could send us comments. They could do that by going online at mdc.mo.gov with a / and then deer health. That would take them to an online comment form. They could call us at 573-751-4115 and ask for a comment card or ask to leave their comment. They could mail us a letter, care of the Regulations Committee, at P.O. Box 180 in Jefferson City, Missouri, and the zip is 65102. They could go to one of the deer open houses, and there'll be a place there where they could make a comment on deer health or the deer management plan in general. And those open houses are a great opportunity that they could go and see department staff and experts and ask questions and get answers.
Well, and then for the public, you can either rewind this video and get all the information that David just provided, and of course, we'll have it for you in the website linked at MissouriNet.com. So I think that'll wrap things up for today. David Thorne and Amy Buechler, appreciate you joining me. I hope you were comfortable enough. You did a great job, and you certainly informed us on so many things that the department is doing, and it's really exciting. The thing that I grabbed from all of this is that you really want the public's input.
We certainly do. Thanks for visiting with us, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, thank you guys, and thanks for watching us here at MissouriNet.com.